Good morning, grade 10s. Can everyone just give me a green check mark, please, in Blackboard, just to make sure? I think we're missing a few people this morning, so maybe I'll go a little slower today and let people log in. Perfect. So I see everybody's there. Good morning, you guys. To start out, I do just want to go over some logistical stuff. I have now updated most of your ADC and planning marks. So I want to make sure that you guys are consistently checking your grades too, right? So I printed out the grades for ADC and planning yesterday because I finished marking your guys' resumes for planning. And because that's our very first really big assignment, you guys, you'll see that your mark may have taken a nosedive, all right? So make sure that you are checking your grades on a daily basis and that you are making sure that you're getting your assignments in, all right? So please, I'm even gonna give you some time right now. Go check your grades. And if you have any questions or concerns, please let me know, all right? No problem, Christina, all good. We're just going over some little basic stuff here, all right? So make sure, the other thing I wanted to mention to you guys is make sure you're reading your feedback that I give you, okay? So just because you get a mark doesn't mean you're done. You can always do better, right? So if you want to go to that next level of learning, please make sure that you are reading that feedback that I give you guys, all right? Especially on your resumes, because this is something tangible that you guys can use, right? So take a few minutes, you guys, go and check your grades. I'm just gonna make sure I've got everyone marked off here that I know is in class, all right? And then we're gonna go, we finished off last week, you guys, with the favorite things for ADC, right? Looking at 6 of our favorite things. Now we're gonna head back into planning and take a look at our cover letter, all right? So we've done our resumes and now we need to do the second aspect of that, and that's a cover letter. Now, before we get into cover letters though, you guys, the other thing I wanted to mention to you is Mr. Borden, Miss Wood, and myself, we've set your cutoff date for report cards because report cards are coming out I believe next week, early the week after. So this Monday, November 7th, is mark cutoff. This Monday coming up. So what that means, ladies and gentlemen, for ADC, okay, and planning, I'm just gonna scroll up here, you guys. Everything that you see up to and including these are a few of my favorite things, that is going on for your ADC mark, okay? So please make sure that everything is done there, okay? Now again, I haven't marked yet. These are a few of my favorite things. So be aware that sometime in the next couple of days, if you don't submit that, that will be turning to a 0. Okay, so be aware of that. The other thing that I'm, and up until cover letters, okay, is also going to be included, okay? So please make sure that all those assignments are submitted. The other thing that I do want to put in, you guys, trying to think, I might have you do one other thing, which is the community contribution, okay, for ADC. And I want to make sure that you guys get that in, okay? So you will have to do that on your own. It's just a self-assessment on how you feel you've done. I'm gonna think on that, okay? As I'm thinking more about it, I might be changing my mind. We'll see. I'll send you guys a message in Moodle, okay? If if I change my mind about the community contribution mark for ADC. All right, I need to think on it a little bit more, whether or not I want to include it with this term or not. Okay. Yes, Jesse, great question. Okay, so let's go over that really quick. So yes, you guys all did this, right, on your Weebly. How you submit it is exactly like how you submitted your introduction to Weebly, okay? So basically, remember, you're gonna hyperlink your homepage straight into the online text box. So if you guys don't remember how to do that, remember that there's a tutorial right here, right above the favorite things assignment, and that will take you through step by step how to submit that link. All right, so that's how you're submitting the favorite things. All right, so let's take a look at cover letters. So the first thing that I want you guys to do today actually is I'm gonna get you guys to do a quick little activity around cover letters before we get started. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put you guys into some groups, into some breakout rooms in Blackboard. And what I'd like you guys to do is I have given you guys 3 samples of cover letters, okay? And you'll find it in the cover letter activity, okay? So what I want you to do is I want each of you guys to open up the 3 samples. They're all linked in the course here, right? Sample number 1, sample number 2, and sample number 3. And then I want you guys to, within your group, decide which mark to assign each of the samples. The marks are out of 10, okay? And how you're going to assign that is if you download this right here. It's a nice little checklist, just like I gave you for your resumes, you guys, right here, okay? So this is what it looks like. All right, so you can go through this, use this as your guide to the cover letter activity. All right, this is the criteria, and this is the criteria that you guys will be using as well, right, for your own cover letters, which is the next part of this. So what we're gonna do is, this might take a little bit of time as well, you guys. So I'll probably give you about half an hour to go through this. Then we'll go over the actual cover letter assignment, and I'll give you some time to start working on that as well. Or maybe not, because we're only going till 9:45 today with ADC. So let's get into groups. We'll reconvene. I'll give you guys about 30 minutes to work on these cover letters, the samples. And let's do this. If you if you finish early, right, just maybe send me a message, and you can, I'll keep checking in on you guys if we need less time, more time, that sort of thing. All right, so here we go. We're gonna get into, and what I'm gonna do, you guys, is I am just going to, with the breakout rooms, it's going to be, it's just gonna be really random, okay? So we've got about 10 of you guys. So let's go 3 rooms. All right, so there you go. You're now in your breakout rooms. You all have the chance to go and open up the assignment, okay? Everybody take a look at the sample letters, work together to come up with a consensus as what marks to give each sample, okay? So like I said, I'm gonna give you guys about 30 minutes to do this. I'll check in with each of the groups, just randomly, you guys. If we need less time, we'll come back early, okay? And then we'll reconvene as a group and discuss what we came up with, all right? So go ahead and get started, you guys. All right, so that was about half an hour, you guys. I'm gonna bring you guys all back into the main room here. Perfect. So that now everyone's back in the main room and now we can actually share as a group. All right. Hopefully you had enough time to come up with some, some marks for each of the letters, how you felt about those letters using the criteria. So just in the room chat now, you guys, let's focus on sample number 1. Okay. What were you guys thinking for sample number 1? I'm just going to bring up the chat here, you guys, that we can see. What kind of marks did you guys give letter number 1? And make sure to justify too, right, you guys? That's okay, Costin. This was just a quick little opening activity that we did with cover letters. And then basically I'm going to be getting you guys to write your own cover letters. All right. So what do you guys think? For sample number 1, what marks did you guys give them? I know in group 1, you guys were chatting away about that. So Costin, usually with your resume, you drop off a cover letter, which is basically a letter to the employer that you're applying to that's just an introduction and a summary of why you want this job. Okay, good, Jeremy. So out of 10, Jeremy, just to clarify, out of 10, you would have maybe given him like a 6, right? That's about a C. What about anybody else? Okay, so Madison, you go even lower, maybe give him like a 5. Good, Jenna, a 4 or 5. I still see leads, maybe a 5. Okay, good, you guys. You are on the right track. So these are actually, just letting you know, these are actually student samples that we've just changed all the personal information. And yeah, you guys are right. We actually gave this one a 4. Okay, so it really was not even meeting the expectations of that checklist. There were way too many missing elements, way too many grammatical errors, okay? So that one was definitely below a meeting expectations, okay? So be aware of that. That's a really good example of a below meeting expectations. What about sample number 2? What did you guys give sample number 2? And again, same thing, just a mark out of 10, you guys. Okay, so around that B, so like a fully meeting expectations. Anybody else? Or was everyone else kind of in that range? Give me a green check mark if you guys all thought it was in that like 7, 8 range. Good. I see Kaylin and Jeremy piping up here, so I don't want to cut them off. All right, Kaylin. Good, you guys. Actually, I'm trying to think now I believe, I'm just going to go check. I think you guys are being too nice. I'll let you guys know what we gave this one. Yeah, we gave this one a 6, you guys. So it was meeting expectations, but it didn't blow us away. All right. So this one was, still missing a bit of info, right? We actually gave this one a 6. Okay. So just be aware of that. Okay. So it wasn't, because really around that 8 mark, you guys, is that fully meeting expectations. This one was still not quite there. Meeting expectations, but not quite fully meeting. There were still some missing elements from that checklist, right? So if you're fully meeting, you're going to get your 8. And how you get exceeding is you go out that above and beyond, right? So now what about the last one? What about sample number 3? What did you guys give it? This should be a clue. We've seen one that is not meeting expectations. Now we've seen one that's meeting expectations. What are we going to give this last sample, sample number 3? What mark out of 10 did you guys give it? Good. Yeah. We definitely gave that one a 10 out of 10. Okay. So that one hit every single aspect of the criteria, and it was very, very well written. All right. So like I said, you guys, these were actual student samples, and we just went in and actually changed all the personal information. So you can see the wording that they used, right? That's very, very important for us to give you guys those samples. And I want you to look at those samples too when you're writing your own cover letter, which is where we're heading next. Okay, so looking at the time, unfortunately, I'm not going to actually give you guys time today to work on your cover letters during class, but they are due on Monday, all right? But here's what you're doing. We've given you a couple of different choices here, okay? We've gone out and actually found some Castanet advertisements for jobs that potentially you guys could apply for and write a cover letter for, right? So think about, and you do not have to use these ones, okay? So you can go out and actually find an ad for something that you're interested in, right? Whether it's retail, whether it's fast food, could be construction or landscaping, whatever it is that you're interested in, right? And then if you write your own cover letter. If you're unsure, right, use these ones, okay, that we've pulled up for you. This just gives you context, and it actually gives you someone to write to, okay? That's why we put these in, right? Now, basically, we want you to create a cover letter for a part-time job, okay? Now, we have provided you with, if I download this, you guys, you'll see that it's a template, okay? So once again, it looks very, very similar to the resume, right? You just have to fill it in. So please don't leave this text here, okay, when you submit it. You put your first and last name here and delete the other text, okay? So on and so forth. So basically, we've given you basically a nice little easy template to follow, right? And what needs to be included in each paragraph, how you close it, and how that sort of thing. Okay, so go ahead and use that to help you guide through your cover letter, you guys. And you'll see the challenges there, right? And your assessment is the exact same checklist that you used for the sample letters. Okay, so make sure you download that checklist, go through your own cover letter. Are you hitting all those marks? Okay, so this is going to be due next class, which is, oh, you know what? I put November 7th, you guys. I'm going to change that. I'm going to give you a week. So that'll make it, I think, the 9th. Now, that also changes to me your term cutoff as well, now that I'm just thinking about it, because I said cover letters would be included, and that won't give me enough time to mark these. So I'm changing my mind, only up until resumes for planning, okay, on your term report cards. All right, and then cover letters will go on the next one. All right, does that make sense, you guys? So up to resumes for your for your term 1 report card for planning, up to favorite things for ADC. And I will put that very clearly into the course when I get back to my office. All right, you guys? So cover letters are going to be due on November 9th. So I will change that as well in the course, because I think I have November 7th. I'll change that. All right. Are there any questions around cover letters, you guys, and what you need to accomplish? I see Jenna typing, so I want to make sure. Okay. So Madison cutoff is this Monday. All right, this Monday, which is the 7th. Okay, so Qasim, what can't you download? Like the template for the cover letter? Is that what you're trying? All right, so Costin, we'll chat here in a sec, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of ADC. Let's take a 10-minute break before we flip over to English and get started there, all right? So give Mr. Ross like 5 minutes, you guys, to get the link up for English. But we'll start just after 10 o'clock, all right? So let's take a 10-minute break, all right? And then we'll get ready for English, all right? Okay, see you guys in 10.